This is Game Party Champions. It released with the Wii U back in November 2012 for a full $50, and since then no one's really talked about it or even played it for that matter. In fact, if you search online, you'll find absolutely nothing about it. I found this on Amazon for $8, and I thought, it's just a harmless party game. It's just a harmless party game. But I was wrong. So let's talk about it. So as we start up, we see several different game modes to choose from, but I kind of feel like starting with the story, because after all, this is a party game that has a story. I'm very interested to see where this takes us. We start by choosing our avatar, and I think I'm going to go with the girl who seems to be sticking
that ace
out for some reason. Because sticking it out is apparently one of her favorite pastimes, as she does it in every single picture. I'm serious. We eventually find out her name is Riley, who never speaks throughout the entire game. We also meet our friend and cheerleader who is telling our hero to get up and do something with her life.
Riley!
She silently agrees to go to the arcade with him. But first, they warm up with a game of air hockey. And so now, we get our first taste of Game Party Champions. And this is where the major problems really start to begin within the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was bad before. The voice acting was wonky, Riley sticks her butt out in that picture, that zipper is huge, and there are no subtitles for any of the cutscenes. But air hockey here is honestly one of the most uncomfortable and horribly done games I've ever played in my life. On your gamepad screen, you have your standard mallet along with about half of the air hockey table. You use your stylus to control your mallet and hit the puck to the other goal to score while protecting your own. Pretty self-explanatory. However, it's so bad that sometimes it's downright painful. It doesn't feel anything like the real thing. Out of every way they could have done air hockey on a touchscreen sort of thing like this is the worst possible way they could have done it. Anyway, I beat our friend, whose name we still don't know, and we journey into the arcade to participate in some tournament or something. What we have next is actually quite a bit of work. We've got 4 different games to play in with 5 matches to complete in each, sort of like an arcade ladder. The first game I'm playing is football, which should be called something else because this is not football at all. All you do is swipe this JPEG across the gamepad to throw the football. You also aim with the gamepad's gyroscope. This could have worked better, but I feel like half the time I throw a ball way too hard, or just barely, even when I'm swiping the same speed on the gamepad every time. Anyway, football isn't too hard, so let's move on to the air hockey competition. I already talked a bit about this game, but now that it's making me play more of it, new things are starting to annoy me. First of all the AI does is lift up their mallet and trap the puck only to line up a perfect shot. It slows the game down and makes it drag on. And do I even have to mention the loading times? Even if you win or lose, the game plays an unskippable cutscene that can last from 5 to 10 seconds depending on the game, then saves for roughly 15 seconds, then starts loading the next game, which takes another 30 seconds. So in all, between each of these matches, you get a 1-minute rest. And in some games that don't last long, like football, the downtime can be longer than the actual round. You basically waste 5 minutes inside every single arcade ladder with these stupidly long load times. And when someone please explain why the game has to go through all of that, even if you lose a match and you want to retry it? Enough of that. Let's try out Hoop Shoot. It's basically the same controls as football, unfortunately. Use the gamepad, swipe out to throw balls into the hoops that sometimes move back and forth and sometimes gradually go back with each basket made. Harder than football, but still uncomfortable and awkward to play. The last game in this section to play is ping pong, which is surprisingly better than any of the other games I've played so far. Granted, it is bad, it doesn't feel anything like actual ping pong, and it looks incredibly cheap on the gamepad, but it actually requires a bit of timing and strategy. You need to figure out when to hit the ball and what direction of spin to put on it. As far as the AI goes here, there's not much to say. Sometimes they hit the ball back, and other times they don't. It does appear as if they're multi-jointed, though. I mean, just look at it. It's disgusting. Especially with this sound effect. Anyway, that does it for the arcade, so now we can move on to the amusement park, where we have 4 new games to choose from. But before that, while talking to Riley, our unnamed friend drops quite the bombshell.
Hey, remember the first time we came here? How old were we? 9? We just met, if I remember. Your mom had taken you here right after your dad passed.
There is a small mention that Riley grew up without a dad previously, but was this subplot necessary? Not only that, but Riley became depressed because of that, and she finds enjoyment in playing these games. I mean, that's good and all, but geez, what a deep storyline for a party game called Game Party Champion! Why was this part of the story forced in? It didn't need to be there. It's a party game. If you would have just taken this subplot out, the actual game wouldn't change at all. So just why would you include it? On the bright side, though, we do learn Nameless's name through him saying this.
We're supposed to be having fun, and then Idiot Chase here blows you with the heavy conversation topics. So dumb!
An hour and a half in. So I guess now would be a good time to talk about the voice acting, which is really atrocious. Chase here is really the only one who has any lines, and he really becomes cringeworthy when he talks about the boss for each game who appears as the final match in each ladder.
I hope you're riding a gravy train with biscuit wheels, cause you're in the finals with Tex. He's just hotter than a pistol at a $2 shootout. But I can see that you didn't just fall into the tall cotton and you're ready to run with the big dogs. So what you say, partner? You ready? Get her done! Woo!
The first game up in the amusement park is baseball, and my god, there's full video on the gamepad! I have no idea why. I mean, every other game just puts crappy JPEGs on the gamepad, but baseball actually shows the exact same thing as the TV. Why does it do this? I have no idea, but it does look and function the same way on the gamepad as it does on the TV. All you do here is swipe when a ball comes near you. That's literally it. Next we have mini golf, and now if there was ever a game that made me want to strangle a puppy, it would be this one. The same problem I had with football and basketball returns here, with it being completely random as to how powerful the stroke is. All the gamepad has on it is a lazy picture of grass, a ball, and your club that you swipe with. The only thing is that you have no idea how hard to swipe at certain points, as there is no power meter. Not to mention there are certain paths that the ball should be able to go through, but can't for some reason. This is without a doubt the worst game on here. It sucks. Up next is Skill Ball, pretty much the same control scheme as most of the other games. Just swipe up in different directions and speeds to try to get the high score. There really isn't much to say. Next. Lastly, yes, I said lastly, as in the final game, is Water Gun. This is the best game on here. Not much to it really, all you do is aim the gamepad with the gyroscope and shoot at bad guys while not shooting at the good guys, and the gamepad is actually utilized quite well here. It gives you a completely different perspective of the game as the screen shows what the gun sees, which is actually a pretty cool touch. So overall, this one isn't bad. If only the rest were like this. After we pretty much destroy the competition, we see that Riley's going to the World Championships. And this guy seems to be super stoked about it. Wait. The World Championships? I've been to 2 local tournaments and I've won them both, the arcade and the amusement park. There's no way I'm gonna be ready for this. Unless I start training. So here we are at the World Championships, and I've also become insanely popular literally overnight. So then we're greeted by this. All 8 games, 8 new ladders, on a harder difficulty. So basically, I have to beat the entire game again. My god, if there was ever a difficulty spike in any game, this would be it. Some of these games are almost impossible to beat, such as Skill Ball, Shoot, and Mini Golf. With my hard work and determination, though, I was finally able to conquer all 8 arcade ladders. Now that that's out of the way, let's see how it ends.
Champion Riley!
Congrats, kiddo. You did it. You woke up and realized your potential. Looks like you won't be needing me anymore.
So, was he a ghost? A figment of Riley's imagination? Now, if that were true, then how did he sign me up for all those tournaments at the beginning? I mean, he's practically my agent. Also, who did I play against at the beginning in air hockey? Seriously, this ending comes completely out of left field. It makes me feel like this is just a big joke. Like, no one's actually going to make it this far. Let's just do the weirdest thing possible. Well, their plan seems to have worked because everyone's analyzing and discussing the BioShock Infinite ending while no one is talking about this. Nah, whatever, I don't care anymore. So that's pretty much it for Game Party Champions. There is a free play mode where you can play each individual game, and there's also a party mode where you and your friends can pass around the gamepad and play together. However, all your friends are supposed to do is just grief with the Wii Remote, making it completely impossible to beat any game. Not to mention each round is only about 20 seconds, and on top of the already long load times, that can be really frustrating. So that begs the question, is there anything good here? Water gun isn't bad. And, that's about it. The most memorable thing about this game, though, is definitely the story. The fact that a party game can have a story about a child fighting through depression due to loss of a parent by playing random arcade games while being coached by a strange and annoying apparition is beyond me. The fact that this was sold as a launch title for $50 with the Wii U is absolutely disgusting. I really just wish there was just more regulations to this kind of stuff. Just that these games wouldn't be out there right now. They wouldn't be being bought by people. They don't deserve to be bought by people. Whatever. At least it's all over now. The game can't hurt me anymore. What? Oh, God. There's more. Well, that was a video. So, I just want to thank everyone for subscribing and watching the whole video and everything. I put a lot of work into this one. I'm really actually looking forward to this summer. I have a lot of big plans for this summer. School's been kind of getting in my way recently, as you can probably tell, because I haven't been uploading a whole lot. But I get out of school next week, so that means more uploads and better videos for you guys. So yeah, I'll be finishing up Banjo-Kazooie within the first couple weeks of summer. Then we'll move on to something else. What that other thing will be, I don't know yet, but we will figure it out. Also, there will be more reviews coming out. I know this one was like more than a month since the last. It's been more than a month since the last one. I know that. That's way too long, but whatever. So you can click on the left video, and it'll take you to my last review of Ultimate Spider-Man, along with all my other reviews. And you can click the video on the right to see me and my friends suffer through Game Party Champions for the first time. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.